We are back here on Girl Talk. We are having a ball today, and we've got kind of a diverse subjects that we're talking about. Again, Ashley, thank you for joining us. You are a registered nurse, assistant director at the Beaufort Memorial Emergency Department. Guess what? She's the state leader of the year. So what does that mean for us?
That means that I work with a really great group of people who nominated me.
Because this is all peer,
It is. It's peer, and then it goes before a panel of other leaders from the Emergency Nurses Association in the state.
As much as we're laughing and giggling about it, it's really a big deal. And one of the things that you all pride yourself on at Beaufort Memorial are your staff and your nurses.
Absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit, if you will, about your background, your training, and how you got into the emergency critical care department.
So I've been a nurse, actually this month will be 15 years. I came to Beaufort Memorial as a new grad. Prior to that, I was a paramedic. And
you were?
I was. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. But I was taking patients to the emergency room and just really watching the work that the nurses did, and just was absolutely amazed by how much interaction they had with the patients and how there was just this caring presence and just kind of science to everything that they were doing, and just realized that that was what I wanted to do. So I was in college working as a paramedic and decided to change my major. I'm not sure that my parents thought I was with it all the way. Law school was what I had said from a small child. And I said, I'm going to be a nurse. And they said,
what?
I'm sorry, what? And all I could say was, well, student loans are going to be so much better.
Right.
So I stopped doing that and instantly enrolled in nursing school, and I have been here at Beaufort Memorial ever since.
Why Beaufort Memorial? What is it that's special about, we were talking about that before, about Beaufort Memorial and the emergency department specifically?
Absolutely. So I had my first child at Beaufort Memorial, and that was my first experience, and I drove almost 3 hours to come to this hospital. It was small town. Everybody knew each other. There was definitely a concern. They would call the patients after they were discharged and checking on them before that was even a thing. And just the community base, but still with the technology that you would see in a bigger city. Okay. So it just was, I knew this is where I wanted to be. I applied to one place and one place only, which was definitely not what the nursing instructors encouraged us to do, but I walked right up and said, I'm going to work here in your emergency department, and they took a chance and hired me.
Did being a parent, don't you think it's interesting, did being a paramedic help you transition into critical care and trauma work, things like that?
It did, and so I knew that's kind of where my passion was with those patients. But one of the reasons, again, that I went to nursing school is because you drop them off and you didn't always know the outcome. So being able to call back and find out how the patient did and just kind of figuring out what happened between picking them up and dropping them off was kind of a new thing for me. So definitely a good transition.
This will be interesting for you because you're fairly new to the Beaufort area. Beaufort Memorial is a pathway to excellence hospital.
Yes.
What does that mean? Why is that important?
So we are one of only 5 organizations, healthcare organizations in the state who have this designation, and it was a very strenuous process. A lot of time and effort went into it. In fact, our new redesignation was about a 1,400-page document, kind of just supporting nursing. And the biggest thing about Pathways to Excellence is it is a nursing driven designation for the organization, but it really talks about the empowerment of nurses, and it really is just making sure that the nurses are at the bedside and that they have a voice in the decisions that are made across the street, in the physician's offices, just all the way through the full transition of care. And then we do a survey with our over 300 nurses to just kind of verify that what we think we have our finger on the pulse of is actually happening, and have redesignated.
Have you ever been to the hospital? Have you been to the emergency department?
I had to take my husband there, and they were delightful.
Oh, is it not an amazing?
I didn't know any. I didn't even know how to get there, and here he's in the car whining.
Oh, exactly. Whining. Yeah, whining. But
bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Yeah. But the emergency department, in and of itself, is really a state-of-the-art kind of facility too. It's amazing. It's a treat to have you as a guest host in here, and you get to see fun designs.
I'm proud of every nurse I meet.
I know.
I'm in awe of them because they do things that none of us can do.
And it's a treat. It
truly
really is.
You're in the high ranks.
Oh, thank
in my
you.
world.
I'll come more often.
There you go. Stay with us. There's still more to come here on Girl Talk.